really want to do that because my crowd is her. So
I just played some dude. He was so trash, bro. But he wasn't trash. Like, I don't even know why I played like one of those clan games to get in the clan. I played him, and I was losing 21-7. He had the Ravens, but I picked the Chiefs. I don't know why I picked the Chiefs. I just did it just because like I really wanted to get in, and freaking I was like, damn, the Ravens got Lamar Jackson, but I played worse with the Chiefs than I would do any other team. So I won though. I beat them. Like, I was down, but I won. But they really not that good, bro. I swear, it's so much you could do in this Madden scene. We just really don't even know, bro. You don't even know. And that's what, you know what killed me, bro? It's like people like the dude from Blitz Coe. He act like he too cool for us and shit like that. Like, I feel like that's like.
I want to let you know the stream just went up, but you can say, yeah. I feel like there's a brotherhood in Madden that I wish was there that's not there, and the people that I want to be really, really cool with, sadly, I don't even try to be, because I believe that if people were just get off their high horse and like really, or sometimes I feel like people want to be the first one, like they want to be reached out to first. They want you to come to them. They want you to, that's how it works. Is your mic on? We can do this stuff. We can do this thing. All right, everybody, welcome to I'm bored. It's Friday, so I'll be going to sleep soon, but we're going to talk about some football. So first things first, somebody this weekly pick'em thing was a nice thing, and I'm tallying up this week. It should be done by tomorrow. And somebody went in and spammed it to the point where I had to delete. It took it literally at least 30 minutes to delete all the responses and sort them out. So if you don't like weekly pick'em, or is it not for you, please don't do it. It's okay. I just don't want my time wasted doing things that, aren't really appreciated. Besides that, we did want to bring a few topics up front. We did hope to have a bigger crowd, but it's okay.
Where's Reese?
I don't know. I'm assuming he probably gonna come in late.
Reese, if you watching this, hurry up, man. We waiting for you, holding us up, bro.
Yeah. So first things first that we decided to talk about is the I think I want to start off with I give a few minutes because Chris watching, so we'll be talking about Jalen Hurts in a little bit, but I think I want to start off with DK and Megatron. So I know you watch, you watch football between the two. I didn't really watch too much between DK and Megatron, but what I did hear is that when Megatron was on the field, he was the best out there ever. There was nobody that could shut him down, nobody that could lock him down. He was a killer. Now, when it comes to comparing them to, I see a lot of people saying, their height, the way that they just are aggressive and the way they go up and pull the ball down. There is a picture out there surfacing comparing the first 27 games with Megatron and Metcalf. Now, I believe Megatron quarterback the entire time was Matthew Stafford. Or maybe not, I'm not sure. But I remember also Megatron, retiring early and that type of stuff. But the bigger problem was when Jim Swartz came to DK Metcalf and told him that he's not Megatron. So, what's your take on it, Ben? I mean, what's?
I mean, my take. I'm pro Megatron. I don't think DK is nice. I think a lot of people first will compare them because I guess they size, but you gotta realize Megatron was much bigger. What up, Farrah?
What's up, Farrah?
Megatron was much bigger than DK as far as height. think DK like 6'2" or 6'3". Megatron was up there like 6'5" or 6'6".
So when I mean, not to cut you off, but when we mention top wide receivers, I never hear people say Megatron. I never hear people say Megatron. I always hear Randy Moss, Jerry Rice.
Megatron, he never really, number one, he never really did anything as far as like, well, his team never did anything. They never really went anywhere. And Megatron only played like 8 years. He pulled like the same thing I think Barry Sanders did. There was another running back that did it.
So you think it was a lack of his length of career? That's why he don't get mentioned?
Probably, but I also think like Megatron be looking bored, bro. Like the game, in my opinion, the game never looked fun to Megatron. He always was the best player on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter who was on. He always was the best player on the field. It didn't really look like it was even fun to him. The game just came so regular. It was so easy for him. So a lot of.
I'm sorry. Can I speak on that really quickly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, my voice. Was watching the All the Smoke with Megatron, and Megatron, he didn't blatantly say it, but he basically said at age 28 he knew he was done. He said at 28 he knew it. He said he just couldn't get it in out of his cuts. He wasn't right, and the team was rebuilding at that age. So he was originally going to retire then, but his dad said give it one more go. He wound up giving it one more go, and he said I can't do it no more. Like he literally said, unless I play with a contender this last year, I don't have it.
And the thing about Megatron, he, with all that saying, like he always still was like, him saying that he can't give it another go, like he don't got it anymore, literally he's still the best player on the field. That was really the difference. I think DK is real good though. I feel like even during the draft, I was telling people like, how do you not even draft DK Metcalf? Like the dude had 2% body fat. He ran like a 4.3. He had the highest vertical in the draft, or one of the highest vertical in the draft. I don't understand how people didn't even want to like even give him a shot. Like that's what was weird to me. I think they said because of injuries or whatever, but there's no way that I'm letting that pass. Like, there's no way.
If your coach come up to you and say you're not this player, I mean, do you take it some kind of way, or do you take it personal, or you just?
But Jim Schwartz is not. That's not Megatron. That's not DK coach. I think that's the Lions. Is he? He's Lions, right?
He was.
He was the Lions coach, so that's why he was saying that more because
But I'm saying, do you take that as an insult, or do you take it as?
I mean, I wouldn't, because I think literally inside DK knows he's not Megatron. Megatron literally was just different.
So
bro.
Megatron, Megatron versus somebody like Jalen Ramsey right now. You got him.
It's not enough. Nobody ever like that ever stepped foot on the football field.
That's crazy. That's like you saying like, not even being like not saying they are the exact same player, but Revis, I believe, called out Randy Moss at a point, and that was when Randy was slowing down. Like Randy was literally slowing down, and Randy said, "I was still like." Randy said would he still go at it, and then Randy Moss torched for 150. That's just how it was.
That's crazy though. Okay, so did Megatron have more muscle to him? Because DK seems like a tall dude to me. DK's all muscle.
Yeah, I think come out and say he had 2% body fat. That's crazy.
But would you say he has a better quarterback too?
Oh, without a doubt, he has a better quarterback, but it's not even that he got a Megatron quarterback passed the ball way more. And the thing about it, Megatron quarterback only passed him the ball. So it's not like... Because I seen one picture when it was like
two cornerbacks against him. Like, I seen one picture when, Megatron was lining up and he had two cornerbacks on him.
Yeah, they used to have two cornerbacks just to press him, and they would have the safety over the top. Literally, that's just Megatron. I think he ran a 4.3. You 6'5", 6'6", running a 4.3. That's crazy. Like a 4.3 is like that's fast. That's fast. That's all I can say. 4.3 is real fast. If you think about it, who ran a 4.3 in the league right now? A 4.35 he ran. I'm trying to see. There's people who ran a 4.35, like a 4.3. He's fast.
So DK is tall, fast, and strong. But see, when he got shut down by Jalen Ramsey, I didn't know how to take it because I was like, all right, I think he'll see him again. I think he'll be fine. But I just don't know. I think when we compare him, because what I hear about Megatron was that...
I'm sorry, guys. My bad. My bad. Not to cut you off. Mims ran a 4.3.
That's the guys. That's the guy from
Ruggs ran a 4.27. So that's relatively close to Ruggs.
Ruggs is fast too. Ruggs is.
So I mean, the thing is, I think when you compare them to I want to see where DK will be in 2 years, 3 years, because I think his future is probably like extremely bright. Now, as a coach, I don't know. I'm sure as a player, he probably was like, "Why you even come up to me and tell me that?" Or why you. I think Russell Wilson, he actually is getting Josh Gordon back very soon. Watch out for him, because I think he's gonna go to town with them. With all them weapons out there, it's gonna be insane. So, talking about weapons and everything
just
being insane.
Before we go on a little bit, just to give everybody an idea of Megatron, he ran the same speed at the combine as Deshaun Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So him and Deshaun Jackson both ran a 4.35. We know how fast Deshaun Jackson is. Imagine being 6'5" or 6'6", Deshaun Jackson, and to give you an idea how high he jumped, the highest vertical in NFL history is 46 or 45. He jumped to 43. He got a 43-inch vertical. So that was just intangibles, and he knew how to beat defenses. Literally, he could beat a zone too. It's not like he just was good man to man. He could beat a zone too. He was just think about it. Matt Stafford threw for 5,000 yards with Calvin Johnson.
Man, I can only imagine if he still just had him. If he just had him, But I guess he got to the point where he's like, man, we keep losing him. I'm not even feeling it no more.
It's just when you get in every target, every team is gunning for you, every team targeting for you, you consistently facing double teams and triple teams. Your team is not even building. I don't even think they was building to win. They never even put
I ain't lying. If you putting two cornerbacks on one, we gonna get us another number one wide receiver.
It's a fun fact though, like not even being biased. Megatron said he wish he played with Aaron Rodgers, him or Brady.
He did say that. I seen that.
He said he wish he played with A-Rod or Tom Brady.
Well, I mean that's how it is. But talking about weapons and Brady, we're gonna move to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So there was a big topic in Crew Chat the other day, and a few of the people said Tom Brady washed. Now, those people that said he was washed are also, they also have quarterbacks at the helm that are washed themselves. Teddy Bridgewater, Carson Wentz, and a few other quarterbacks. But I think I want to jump in on this Brady thing as well. Obviously, I'm a Brady fan, and obviously I can put bias aside. But I think that when you perform so great to a certain extent for a very long time, I think when that finally goes away and you're not out there killing it or number 2 or number 1 in passing yardage or touchdowns, people start to throw the wash trade out there. But even in a year like this, he is probably still has one of the best touchdown interception ratios. Still out there throwing the ball deep.
And said he on his way in the
okay.
podcast.
Oh, but good. This is his team, so we'll drag it on. And I think part of what happens, what makes it unfair, is he has all the weapons in the world. But I have to tell you, if I had a head coach throwing me under the bus and trashing me every time we lose and this and that, there was one time when, Bruce Arians and him need to figure out what they're going to do. But going out into the public eye and doing what they're doing is ridiculous. And sometimes, I don't care who you are, you could be 60 years old as a quarterback. It's going to make them feel some kind of way. It's going to throw some type of, smushy smush in the offense. I believe that he probably don't really like Mike Evans as much as he may like Gronk and Brown and Godwin. I'm going to let you go ahead. I'm trying to drag it out to G-Wag getting here, but I believe that, Sam Brady is washed is the ultimate disrespect, especially for somebody who I believe don't even need to go to the Super Bowl in the NFC to prove anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like I thought it was disrespect, but I can see where people coming from. Ike made a good point. He was just saying, like, when you go to that many, I think he went to 9 Super Bowls. When you do all these things that he's done, people just expect breakout years every single year. Like, you can't have a down year. You know what I'm saying? Your down year got to be an MVP year.
Can I ask this? How long Brady been in the league? 16 is how long?
It's like
7?
19.
19. Okay. Out of 19 years, how many times has he been the best in the league? It's been about 12, 13? Maybe more?
Just about.
So
more,
I think that when you look at, I think that we would say Bill is missing Brady more than Brady's missing Bill.
Oh, without a doubt.
And when I look at the offense, I think the thing that we always bragged on Tom Brady about was that he worked with nothing and he did more. What they said, he did more with less. I think with all the weapons, I don't know, because the Buccaneers have a good defense, and I'm trying to get where's G.Y.? He on his way or he just?
Yeah, he said he coming right now.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he coming right now.
Okay. So I think sometimes with Brady that we have to figure out. I don't want to give him a little break because I know obviously. Oh, he said he coming. Okay, give me one. See where he is. Hurry up. But I think with Brady, I think we have to learn how to start giving him. Yeah, I can give him a little bit of a break. You know, he's getting older. He's gonna fall off after a while. I think he has maybe 1 or 2 good years left in him, and then I believe after the first or second year, or after 2 years, I think he should call the wraps before he gets too bad. And then I'm gonna wait a little bit to get GY in here to figure out so he can talk about his team. Maybe I can talk a little bit about this league. Alright. Okay. So while waiting on GY, there were a lot of good games last week, but next week we do have a game of the week, and it'll be Swag versus Ben. That has a lot of history to it, so that'll be on your Crew Pick'em. Crew Pick'em is up until Advance. It'll be weeks 9 and 10, and then the leaderboard will be up probably sometime at the end of this weekend, probably tomorrow or Sunday. But Ben and Swag is definitely a week 9 game we're looking for. No, I was just talking about you and Swag. I'm looking forward to that game.
Who've been winning in the league?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the league a little bit. Bill and Reese are also a game of the week next week. So we got Ben and Swag, me and Spivey, and then we have Phil and Ike, Battle of the Blitz Commissioners, and then we got Bill and Reese, who actually have faced off a few times. I'm not sure the head-to-head, but I think Reese, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. I don't know. But I know they've had a fair share of fights. And then we have, is UT leaving Crew?
Yeah, he left already. He said he's done until the PS5.
Understandable. Ike said Phil is terrible. Ike, so until GY get here, we're gonna get off. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to set the precedent about leaving. I didn't mean to set the precedent.
Oh, it's cool.
You never could stop people from leaving the league. It don't matter how it go. Like, people gonna leave. That's just.
He said, "Where's the fake viewers?" GY.
Yo.
Look, man, I was about to move on to Jalen Hurts, but we were talking about Brady. So first of all, welcome. I don't know where you've been. You've been so busy.
Wait. Hi, Pharaoh.
I'm not not today. Not today.
Ike said, "Wait, is that Almighty?" So Tom Brady, right? The GOAT, 6 rings. You're a Bucks fan, and you know you've seen. Everybody has seen how Brady's been in the past before he went to the Bucks. Do you think it's fair to say he's washed?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think it's a combination of the lack of no preseason, so he's not on the same page with his receivers, and then the play calling. Tom Brady used to throwing short, then looking for the deep ball. With Arians like to look for the deep ball first. But I will say, I do think his age is catching up with him.
So when you say that, can I ask you this? Now I know you like Arians, or you've expressed how much you like him. Do you believe that Arians is appropriate to do what he does, as far as like, well, the quarterback has to make that play, or calling Brady out? Like, do you like that, or do you feel like it's too much? Because I'm trying to get to the ultimate decision of, do you think that he was in real support of bringing Antonio Brown to the team? Because originally it was no.
I think Arians, I like the fact that he calls out Tom Brady, because Tom Brady holds everyone else accountable when they make a mistake. So there should be someone to hold him accountable when he makes a mistake. But I do like the fact that Tom Brady, he did hold some leverage in bringing in Antonio Brown.
Yeah, you like AB so far.
Yeah, I always been an AB fan. I just think he's touched. But
right.
I think Arians need to let Brady call more of his style of football.
Because I do notice he takes more deep shots than ever. But yeah.
And all they're doing, if you notice, a lot of teams are playing. We're mostly going into formations with like 2 wide receiver, 2 tight ends. And what I'm noticing, they're playing double Mike Evans, double Godwin, and the tight ends are dropping the ball. Gronk had a good game last week, finally. But for the most part, Brate has dropped the ball. Gronk has dropped the ball. So they got to go back into, even Fournette was dropping passes. They got to go back to the little dink and dunk. That's what made Brady famous, and then he would take that shot down the field and hit Gronk. That's what made Kurt Warner famous. He would dump it off to Marshall Faulk and let him do his thing. Jones is a great runner. Get him in open field, let him do his thing.
Yeah. So I mean, so we all can agree Brady's not washed. He's just not playing to the standard that he's set in the past.
Right, that's a good way to put it. I watched last game. The one thing I will say first off, I don't think the way Bruce Arians do it. First of all, I don't think he ever was a good coach. The only time he was a good coach is when the dude from the Colts had cancer and he had to step in. But that's my opinion on Bruce Arians. But as far as the offense, they look like they got the roles mixed up a little bit. I know they feel like they trying to, I guess, since Scotty Miller is short and he's white, they want to give him that Edelman role, which is not Scotty Miller's a deep threat. That's it. That's what he do. In my opinion, this is my opinion. I could be wrong, but he's a deep threat. Use him for deep ball. And I hate when they put Mike Evans in slot, because I seen one play last week where it got picked off. It got tipped at the line, but it got picked off because Mike Evans was in the slot and Brady just wanted to hike and throw to him. But Mike Evans didn't know that he was the hot read on that play. You know what I'm saying? And they said only slot receivers know that. So I feel like if they put Antonio Brown in the slot, keep Evans on the outside where he belongs, the offense will go way smoother. But that's my opinion. I only watch maybe one or two.
You only watch 1 or 2 games, so keep your opinion to yourself.
Y'all can't beat us.
But you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I like the fact that from time to time they put Evans in the slot. I just wish when they put him in the slot, they wouldn't throw him the ball. I'm not gonna lie, because that's not his cup of tea. I dislike the fact that they put Scotty Miller on the end. He's 5'9". Brady didn't even have the arm strip to throw. That's another thing. That's why I say age is catching up with him. Brady can't throw the ball down the field. He's underthrowing a lot of passes. But besides that, you're underthrowing it to a 5'9" receiver. Come on.
I mean, I think that who do y'all play next?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
I hope it's not us.
I don't know. Well, if it's y'all might as well just give us the fourth one right now.
I hope it's not us. We had enough losing for the year. We done losing.
But
Let me tell you something. I really believe, honestly, and I'm willing to bet, we're going to win out the rest of the games, even against the Seahawks.
I believe so too.
That's gonna be good because
that's a Brady type thing.
Let me see Buccaneers schedule. I mean, I think y'all play you on a bye week?
Lions? It's week 13 already?
Y'all on a bye week?
Yeah, it was week 13. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's a good bye week. So you come back, you play the Vikings, the Falcons, the Lions, and the.
How they gonna give us and the Bucks a bye week?
So you end the season? Then yeah, okay. Hold on. So y'all play the Vikings, the Falcons, the Lions, and then the Falcons. Y'all will win out. I think y'all gonna win out.
We don't play the Seahawks?
Not that I see.
I thought we played the Seahawks, but you know what?
Let me see.
Those are all winnable games. The only thing I really dislike, I like Todd Bowles as a defensive coordinator, but I like this guy too as offensive coordinator. But we're starting off too slow.
I've noticed that y'all don't really shoot off to halftime. Like I even noticed with KC, like I was shocked he torched y'all like that. But then after that, he started.
Why? Wait, why?
Because I thought Todd Bowles was gonna make that. I thought he would
call you GY because all this stuff you be talking about Carlton Davis and Hill was disrespecting that man last year.
Yo, that man is a blur.
Hill is
he is a blur. It was one play where Carlton Davis had him. He barely looked back, and then Hill had like 5 steps on him. I was like, yo.
And that's another thing with Bruce Arians' coaching style. You can see how aggressive he is. He got Bruce Arians play with a lot of pride. You could tell.
You're right on that.
You could tell how the way he treat Brady and everything like that. He instantly wanted to show Brady, who's in charge. But at the same time,
no, I agree with that.
He ain't even you ain't gonna give Carlton Davis no help. He ain't give him no help the whole game.
Yes, he did, but it was 2 plays where Winfield should have had a pick. He was coming across, and then he just stopped. I'm like, yo, you serious, bro?
I know G-Will be yelling at that TV.
Tyreek Hill is literally
that dude's a blur, man. But it was one play,
and he could catch too.
Yeah, Carlton Davis would have had a pick, but he turned his head around. Mahomes threw the ball early. So by the time Carlton Davis turned his head around, it was going over his head already. He would have had.
I know we talk about Mahomes a lot, but I hate to even go there, but that guy is a machine.
Brady done passed the torch to Mahomes.
Yes,
you hear me?
Yes.
Even with his crooked neck.
I don't even whether you hate him, like him, don't like it, and I don't like the Chiefs, but that guy is. Like that's crazy, and I even think even if he was on the other team, that arm is still there.
But you see, even with that game, Mahomes the Chiefs got a lot of calls that Brady team wouldn't normally have gotten. That shows the passing of the torch. Like, bruh, this is the future. He saw you already. You're not getting that call.
Well, can I ask this? Can I ask this, and then we're gonna move on to the Steelers or the Eagles. Do you believe that can Brady still throw his pout, like throw his helmet and stuff on the sideline? Is he allowed? Like Bruce don't call that out? Is he is Brady still himself?
Brady is still himself, but you know what? I really think Brady needs to be more vocal about the play calling. Man, go in that huddle. You see something you don't like, and audible. You are the greatest of all time. Go in there and audible. Why?
I was gonna say he might got that power too.
Because there was a play, we was in 5 wide, and Ronald Jones, Fournette was on the end, all the way to the far left. The blitz was coming. You motioned Fournette. Why you didn't go into like 3 wide receiver, running back, something like that, whatever. A formation where you got someone else to block you because you told Gronk to block. But that blitz was coming, and you had no help. As a matter of fact, that's the play where he threw off the helmet of the dude, and he still got molly rocked.
You know what I did find out though? I found out that when in New England, Julian Edelman, he knew the offensive line. They calls and stuff. So he knew exactly what to do on pass plays because he knew what the offensive line was doing. So that play threw off the helmet. They said Julian Edelman in New England would have turned around. That, he would have automatically turned around because he knew that blitz was kind of going to come through because of the way what the line was doing. I never knew receivers knew that, like to the point where they know what their offensive line is doing. So that I guess that affects how they run routes. That's cool. I think that's really cool.
Well, they did that. They did that when the Rams had Kurt Warner and Marshall Faulk. He got sacked, but he was not getting sacked because that hot read was either going to Bruce doing something short, like a short slant, or Marshall Faulk. And I think he's trying to do that with Scotty Miller, but also Brady. One thing and this is not Brady's fault. Brady calls a lot of his throwing plays to the right. But for some reason, every time he throws it to the right, it's a miscommunication. I'm sorry, to the left. And it's a miscommunication or something. Where DeMar Dotson, I call him DeMar Dotson. That's not really his name. His name is Donovan Smith. But he reminds me of DeMar Dotson because he's a bum. He can't block. That's the worst left tackle in history. Why do you keep trying to wait for a play to set up to the left, and they're gonna just bull rush this dude?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think I'll be really watching the Buck game, and I'll be like, you know what? I know GY's getting pissed off about right now. I know he got to be cussing at this screen, so I don't know. I think ultimately y'all should be fine, though. I think this bye week, a lot of things will be addressed. One thing, the most interesting part is that y'all have a late bye week.
But don't sleep on the Falcons, though, because
we're gonna talk about the Falcons.
He wants that coaching job. He wants that head coaching job.
We're gonna talk about the Falcons and Matt Ryan, but I want to jump to Pittsburgh. So usually when we see an undefeated team, we can point out the strengths. We usually can point out the and I'm being non-biased. I'm being unbiased. But usually when you see an undefeated team, it's something about that team that you see. You're just like, yo, ain't nobody gonna beat them. Like KC, when they was undefeated for a while, like a few years ago, you was just like, ain't nobody beating them. That offense is just insane. For Pittsburgh is a little bit different. And so the question that's being asked a lot is not whether they're the best 11-0 team ever, whether they're the worst 11-0 team ever.
It's called heart. They have heart. That's why they're winning. When everybody expects them to lose, they're playing hard. They're going out there playing hard. They want to win. Everybody keeps saying they need a running back. Connor's not good enough. If Big Ben gets hurt, we can't do this, we can't do that. They have heart.
Will heart get them past the Chiefs?
No. Man,
my
wife made some steak.
Oh my God.
Some homemade gravy with some rice, steak and potatoes, peppers, onions. Boy, you need to come from Baltimore and get a plate.
But I think that do sound good. Goddamn. But I think that the thing about Pittsburgh for me, before I let y'all jump in, is never mind the game they just played this week. They haven't practiced in a while. We haven't practiced in a while. So, it is what it is. I wish RG3 didn't start the game. We probably would have won. But I think the bigger issue about Pittsburgh is I don't see the killer factor in the offense that used to be there. What I see is an offense. Big Ben struggles here and there, missing passes here and there. He's playing very well, just to come back from an injury. But I don't think that if they see a team like Tennessee again, if they see a team like Baltimore again, I think we can beat them the third time. If they see a team like, who else would make the playoffs? The Colts. A team like the Raiders. A team like the Chiefs.
I'm not gonna lie. If they see Tennessee, they done it.
Yeah, I just don't see.
Crazy because that's exactly what I was about to say. Exactly.
They done it.
Yeah, I think this year, realistically speaking, between Tennessee and KC, but if Tennessee has to run into KC again, I think they beat them. I just believe that Derrick Henry that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, you can tackle him first half, tackle him first quarter, tackle him second quarter, tackle him third quarter, but after a while you get tired, and he just goes and just runs. But Tannehill also has that ability that when he needs to pass, he will. And A.J. Brown and that defense and the coach, Mike Vrabel, I think he's from Belichick tree, right? I think so.
Well, I feel like
he deserves way more credit. Yeah.
If Pittsburgh see Tennessee, they're done. If the Ravens see Pittsburgh, the Ravens are done.
Yes. I can agree with that. I don't think that. I think that it comes to coaching between us. I think that we should have very well won that game on.
It could be, but again, like if, for instance, if the Ravens had like a Mike Tomlin style coach, or
we have a Jason Garrett part 2.
And my thing is this: you went out and got Dez Bryant. I don't know how good he is since he came back.
We don't use him.
But you have Hollywood Brown and you have Andrews. But the playbook is so fixated on Lamar running, and when he doesn't run, he's only throwing it to Andrews. So now when he don't throw it to Andrews, what happens?
The issue, I think, is that the play calling is terrible, but there comes a time when, as a quarterback, I would assume you have to make decision making. And what I seen, like there was one play, who did we play? Because Lamar threw the ball deep.
I agree with you, but he's already getting scrutinized
for running.
As it is.
Well, I think John Harbaugh. I think he's running his final. It's coming. The thing
Who's
about Jake, we got a good running game. The issue is that we don't stick with it. Like we up against Pittsburgh at 10 points, and we come out and we throw the ball, or we up against Tennessee and we come out and we let A.J. Brown, carry like 6 defenders because they more interested in pulling the ball out. We came out and RG3 is like, did you see RG3 on Wednesday? He looks terrible. I just don't get it, but to some extent, I think as a coach, like I just.
But why did RG3 start the game anyway?
Well, because Lamar has COVID, but.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But that second quarterback, that second year quarterback, Trace McSorley, he came in and he had threw a touchdown. But RG3 was limping after the first quarter. They didn't pull him out to the fourth quarter. Then there was a play going into the half where I think they should have paused the time because we was getting cheated. But the issue I think with Baltimore right now is just we have to figure out, like we're in these games with the top teams. We just can't close it. And part of me feel like a year or two from now, we're gonna look back and be like, bro, we had a Super Bowl team. We had a Super Bowl team last year. We have a Super Bowl team this year.
Who was the coach that started the Wildcat?
Listen, GY, I started watching football in 2008.
Dude from the Dolphins. Who's the Dolphins coach from
I know the Dolphins, but I'm saying, who was the coach?
I have no idea.
Was it John Philbin? Maybe, I don't know.
How about to say you had some wrong person?
Y'all need a coach like that. That's very creative. I would say this guy, but he ruined RG3's career.
I just believe that
What I don't
Harbaugh.
like about the Ravens, I think that they need to really. I know a lot of coaches, like I said, got too much pride, but they need to really watch what the Falcons and Eagles was doing with Vic. They weren't calling run plays for the quarterback, really. Even if you fast, that don't mean you need to be running. Cam Newton get run plays because he's big, but you need to have a passive offense and just run when you have to. He can pass.
Well, the thing is, I mean,
look at Josh Allen.
He's one of the most improved this year. When they play Pittsburgh,
they only call
that's
that
gonna be
run
a
play
fight
for him. You know, they call it sparingly. They don't call it every time they come out. Every
But you know what the
downs,
issue is? The issue is that this year they're trying to force Lamar to pass a lot, to fight down the naysayers. We don't need an MVP Lamar. I don't care for it. But when I look at games like,
so go get him a receiver.
the issue is that the receiver. But listen, let me tell you what they're doing.
Put him in the slot and go get him a number one receiver.
Listen,
That's nice and big.
They give Des Bryant a whole mile between the defender and the wide receiver. Do you know they don't look over there? I mean, he's open if Des Bryant gets the ball, he at least gonna get 5 yards. The issue, I think, is that if you look at Lamar, how he plays, he's best friends with Andrews and Hollywood Brown. That's all he cares about. I just believe that to some extent, like, there has to be some type of breakthrough for the Ravens. Like last year, the thing that worked the best is that we took deep shots. We were doing it, but we ran the ball like 60-70% of the time. Now we coming out and passing the ball way more. We expect them to do that, but they doubling Andrews, and what we gonna do? Throw to Hollywood Brown or Lamar? Gonna run to the left, run to the right, throw to Willie Snead?
Who's your other receivers?
Des Bryant, Duvernay, Boykin, and now granted, GY, you right, they don't get open. But if we had a number one wide receiver, you think we throwing to him? No.
Why would y'all go trade for somebody like
Because I believe that if Lamar,
honestly, I'm being serious right now. The Bengals want to get rid of AJ Green, and I'm not saying he's the answer for the future years. But if they can, I'm not saying a first, but if they can make a respectable offer, so y'all can make the playoffs and have that number one where people have to respect, why not go out and get somebody like him?
Ben said it best. He said, "You'll never make the Super Bowl if y'all only have what y'all have." The issue is that and I'm gonna be very honest with you, there's a reason why the Ravens haven't extended Lamar Jackson yet, and I think it's because if all you can do, or all we giving you, is the ability to run the ball, we 31st in passing, we almost 32nd. I mean, hell, Flacco had a whole field day. You got Baker Mayfield out here flying the ball. But we just want Lamar to pass.
Right. If you want Lamar to pass, then teach him how to pass. And what I mean by that is, again, like Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner could throw the ball deep. And he had good wide receivers. Let your running back go out in the flat. Throw it to the running back. Let him create. Now
But that's what I'm saying, though. The issue is that if I was the quarterback of a team, maybe this is just my personality, I'm calling out the offensive coordinator. Look, this is what I want to do.
He should have been gone. Your coach should have been gone when Flacco left.
Well, no, trust me, Harbaugh won't be around too long.
You know what, though? The one thing, first off, I think every NFL team need to get out that pistol. That does not work on the NFL level.
You ain't lying.
It does not. Pistol does not work on this NFL level.
Who you talking to like that?
That's what really is like. Get out that pistol. This is not college. We understand you can fake it to two different running backs, but no, in the NFL they too fast for that. You're gonna get your quarterback killed. Bring Lamar out of shotgun. Just have some regular pass plays when he don't have nothing to run.
The Ravens need to look at. We're gonna get to them. We're gonna get to Carson Wentz after this. The Ravens need to look at how Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson ran their first year offense.
They need to look at Carson Wentz and say, G-Watt called it. He's a bum. They should have kept Foles.
Oh Lord. Well, can we? Okay, so are the Steelers 11-0 team? You think they got the Super Bowl potential? Or you think they don't? So we can move on to Hurts.
Nah, they don't.
No.
Okay, so we'll see the Steelers downfall. I think their first loss is gonna be against Buffalo on Sunday Night Football, because Buffalo is a team that ain't nobody really talking about, and that's the scary part. So we're gonna move on to Carson Wentz.
That's domestic violence.
Yo, Ben.
Carson Wentz.
Yo, I got that 96 Aaron Rodgers.
196. Oh,
What's up, sore mouth?
Well, the next topic is Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. So, it's been an ongoing crew topic that Carson Wentz wasn't the answer, whether it was Nick Foles. And to throw it back a little bit, there was after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I remember there was a podcast, maybe a few now, I don't know when it was, but we had a topic, once they got rid of Nick Foles, and the question was whether or not the team plays harder for Carson Wentz or does the team play harder for Nick Foles. And a lot of us said that the team play harder for Nick Foles. I don't know if it was just Carson, they don't like Carson. Yeah. Fast forward, Jalen Hurts is now a quarterback that a lot of Eagles fans are calling on. Not only because of Carson Wentz, not having, wide receivers around him or anything like that, but Carson Wentz also leads the league in interceptions. And
no, not interceptions.
It's the turnovers, right? Turnovers. And I think that part of the problem is he's frustrated. So he has 16 touchdowns and 15 interceptions.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah, so he didn't. He has a QBR 73. Let me see. In the past, he got 2,500 passing yards. So I think nobody really can deny that he is passing to a bunch of nobodies. He did get Alshon Jeffrey in them back. Go ahead.
Come on, let's be realistic. And I'm saying that they should have kept Foles, but realistically, Wentz was the future. Wentz is good.
Right.
But when they signed him, they didn't give this man no help.
But T-Boy, if you remember, I'm sorry. Remember they gave Wentz was like the first quarterback to get all that massive money. That wasn't really a popular thing. But he took all that money and everybody's like, wow, they want Wentz money
because
now.
Most of it was guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
But you went and got Alshon Jeffrey, however you say his name. The man was always hurt. Come on, seriously? And then you gave him a big contract. So and then the O-line, what kind of O-line do you have?
Wait, I gotta say something.
Mm-hmm.
So say it.
But that's one thing when you be greedy. That's what happened. That's one.
Yeah, because you can't put nobody around you now.
You gotta think about the people that that's gonna be on your team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree that the injuries are there, y'all. When I see Carson Wentz, though, it's just something missing. Now, obviously, when Jalen Hurts come in and he read option, obviously the offense is going to open up because ain't nobody planning for him anyway. Mm-hmm. But when you make a switch and put Jalen Hurts in, Because at that point, I'm like, all right, if y'all bringing Jalen Hurts in for 4 or 5 plays, just keep him in. I mean, what do you lose by doing it? But then I was watching Undisputed, and they was just like, if you decide to move on from Carson Wentz,
you can't go back.
You cannot go back. Yeah, but I think Doug Peterson is willing to sell his own job out just to make sure that Wentz is the starter.
Because they dropped on and said it's not even Doug Peterson making the switch. The owner wants to see the switch. He wants to see.
Yeah, I heard about that. He wants to see Hurts, right?
Yeah, he literally was the one. He the one who came out and said it's gonna he literally told Doug Peterson play him more, and everybody thought he was gonna play him more, but Doug Peterson defended his quarterback, which is all respectable.
Well,
I don't know how respectable it
is. My thing is this. Certain quarterbacks don't fit in certain offenses. Like Foles fit in the Eagles' offense great. He didn't fit in the Jaguars' offense. He doesn't fit. Well, he looked all right in the Jaguars. He don't really fit in the Bears' offense, But my thing is, Wentz, y'all need to try and some kind of way renegotiate the contract, even though I know a lot of it was guaranteed, and go get like 6 first-round draft picks for him or something. And I know I'm exaggerating, but go get what you think his potential is worth, and move on. This is just another bad case of a quarterback like, for instance, Tannehill when he was in Miami.
And but do y'all?
Real quick before you move on, if they were going to turn,
before we move on, just let me know.
Okay,
if they were going to turn, they're trying to turn,
Jalen Hurts. Oh, okay, go ahead.
They're trying to turn your quarterback into a quarterback, right? That's what everybody's saying.
Mm-hmm.
If that was the case, why other teams didn't do that with Tim Tebow? Everybody knew Tebow was a great runner. Why didn't they try to turn him into a quarterback? It doesn't work.
Wait, speaking of Tim Tebow, yo, Ben, they got a Tim Tebow card in month, by the way.
For real?
I swear they literally added him last week. Not even joking. Like, literally, I meant to text you that personally, Ben. They got a Tim Tebow card.
All right, what's up with Wentz, Benjamin?
I meant to, because I'm looking at it now, and it just seems like a lot of players feel like he may be nobody, but he used to play for the team too. Torrey Smith said Jalen Hurts shouldn't touch the field at all.
Torrey Smith, he was on the Rams.
Yeah, so
that's
he was on the Eagles, I thought, for a little bit too, was he? Or
Eagles and Ravens.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about that Torrey Smith? I thought you were talking about the original Torrey Smith. I'm talking about Torrey Holt. Sorry, I'm talking about Torrey.
I agree with Torrey Smith.
I do too.
First off, I think you have, number one, and I know it sounds like I'm defending Wentz. You got to give people room to mess up. You can't. Nobody, even regular people, you can't go to work and just after a couple of months of messing up, you fire. Even though that happens, but you got to give your people room to mess up. That's number one. Number two, if you think about it, they went to the Super Bowl. He was having an MVP year before he got hurt. Then the next year, which was last year, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
They went to the playoffs, and they had 12 starters out. I think Greg Ward was the number one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And then this year, even though the NFC East is bad, they still playing for first place. Wentz is still bad, but you got to give him room. This is the first time he's really been terrible.
Ben, you're right about that. But I gotta stand on the opposite side of the field with this one, because Wentz, I'm watching Wentz on, I don't know when they play. I think it was Monday Night Football. I'm not saying he looked good. I'm not saying he looked bad, but the decisions he's making, and he's just looks like he's lost out there at times. Like he looks like he shouldn't be out there.
He's trying to force it and make a play. I'm not a Wentz fan at all.
Oh, that dude. Did y'all see him run up to the defenders and take the hit? I was like, oh.
He's been doing that, but also because analyst made a good point. You had a chance to win the Super Bowl, you get hurt, somebody win it instead of you, and then your team, you got people who want to play for the backup quarterback, and then your team draft a quarterback, in the first round like that. That's mentally, that's draining, bro.
That's mentally draining.
Wentz
I was gonna
definitely- he
ask,
should
do you
be there
think
for
You
that?
see how Rodgers got it. Rodgers is a primetime quarterback.
But I was gonna ask, do you think that? Do you believe that? Because I will say, Eagles had a shot on Monday, but do you believe that the team is slowly turning on? Because Hurts is a team favorite. At least that's what the reports and stuff say. But do you believe that the team is starting to, like, what will it take for Wentz to be benched? What
I
does
don't
it
think
take?
the team is turned on him. I think it's more so if the team turned on him, it's not because of his play. It's because they're not getting the paychecks they want. That's the only thing I could
I
see.
don't think Hurts should play at all.
Nah, he's not
That's
ready.
Wentz's team. He's the quarterback. Even to me, even if he is ready, it's not your team, bro. Like they have a quarterback already. They need to stick with Wentz and.
And
Well,
if they're not
I
gonna
think
stick
that
with
is-
him,
I think
if
it's a
they're
little
not
bit-
gonna stick with him, they need to make some moves and get rid of him.
Yeah, you sent him a
Well, I
bad
think
message
that
if
I
you're
think
gonna
that
do
Doug
that.
Peters. I think Doug Peterson also probably is looking at how the Saints use what is his name? What is that white boy name in New Orleans? Taysom Hill. How to use Taysom Hill? How to use Taysom Hill? And I think the thing that I like about the
But you
Eagles,
can't do that with Wentz.
no, they may do it with Winston Hurts because I think.
Taysom Hill look like he lift trucks for a living. You see how big that dude is?
No, I'm saying plug in Jalen Hurts the same way that they do Taysom Hill. I believe that
So you
Jalen.
can get him hurt.
No, just come in and shake. I think that. I mean, that's the same way they did Flacco and Lamar. I mean,
And they're sending a bad message. It's really going to mess him up mentally even more. And you got to remember,
so you believe-
Wentz is
so
not
you
old.
believe-
Wentz is what, 24, 25?
Yeah, that's true too. I just don't know. I mean, what does it take to? Because Hurts think he ready. I don't think Hurts will do much more when it comes to passing the ball. I don't think Hurts will do anything when it comes to passing
As
the
a
ball.
Cowboys fan, we hoping they put Hurts in the game. We gonna play if they put him in the game. That's easy money.
I just
no
believe.
way
I believe
Hurts is beating
Doug
us.
Peterson. I believe Doug Peterson has to. I don't know what he's gonna do, but the owner wants Hurts.
And where was Doug Peterson before he came to Philadelphia?
Oh, I don't know.
He's a prodigy of Andy Reid.
I say Doug Peterson, a coach too.
Yeah, he's a prodigy.
He can coach,
when
but he needed to change
No,
his
go ahead.
team.
about to say when Andy Reid lost his job in Philly, he comes off that tree.
I don't think nobody was rooting more. I knew the Chiefs was nice, but I wanted Andy Reid to win the Super Bowl more than anything in the world because they had got rid of a real good coach. It was the same thing like with Mark Jackson in with Golden State. But it might be time for a change of scenery with Peterson.
I just.
But
I
even
just.
fans they're like, yo, Wentz is done. Like, we need
Yeah,
somebody else.
that's
I'm surprised
okay.
that
That's
the
what I'm.
Eagles fans,
That's what I'm
they
saying.
usually
Like,
ride with their players.
I think that is more than just because at first, when the first weeks first came, Ike was like, "Yo, the wide receivers got to get open. Wide receivers got open." I think sometimes, when nobody's when you don't have. Wentz was killing his first year. Like I remember, like I was just talking to, I don't know who it was, Reese. I don't think it was Ben. I think it might have been Reese. Like about Deshaun Watson. Like when he first came in the league as well. I mean, he was lighting it up, and he went off track a few years, and now this year he probably is playing, one of his best year this year as well.
Let me tell you something. It could be something as simple as, well, you know what? We threw 85% last season, but this year we're going to run the ball more and throw 40%, 60%. And if those run plays ain't working, now you're trying to dial up something that. All right, now you know what? It's 30-10. Let's go to this pass play. You have to get a rhythm and go with what works for that quarterback. Maybe you need a new offensive coordinator. Maybe it's not even the head coach. Maybe it's not the quarterback.
Well, here I'll put it this way. Philly plays Green Bay this week, and usually Carson Wentz, they give him the run for their money.
I wonder who Reese gonna be cheering for that game.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, I'm snitch on you. But no, I think all jokes aside, I believe that it may take an injury, and I hate to put it this way, but it may take an injury for Carson Wentz for Jalen Hurts to start, or it may take a blowout game where they not winning no more. But I think fans are getting frustrated, and my question is: do you listen to the fans?
No.
Or do you? Okay. Because if you,
I don't think you listen to the fans. That's just my opinion, but I don't think you listen to the fans.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, everybody is also like I said, Doug Peterson is willing to go down for his quarterback. So
a few years ago, they were
saying
saying
they making playoffs, so they're gonna see Jalen Hurts week 17. I'm not even being funny. Once they officially eliminated from the playoffs, they're gonna throw Jalen Hurts in. They're not making playoffs this year.
It's just like a few years ago when the Steelers fans were saying get rid of Big Ben.
That's true. Yeah. Yep.
But now they love him all over again.
Yep. I mean, that'll be interesting. So,
Montana's a dog.
The next topic is our boy Justin Herbert.
Wait, you're not going to sit there and send a shout out at my boy Deshaun Watson and not expect me to combat that. You know my boy stepped up.
I gotta say, bro.
What? Yeah, what? Yeah.
Lord. That's what we said. We said he doing well.
I'm being a man about it. He nice. I was wrong.
He doing
He
really
ain't better
well.
than Dakota, but he nice.
Yo, Ben, no jokes aside, ask Maul. I sent Maul a text, and I told him post us in Crew. I don't know if he did or did not.
I think I did.
Skip, even when it said, Skip is the biggest Dallas bias there is. Skip literally said, even till now, I would take Deshaun Watson.
We gotta debate that. I mean, I think I don't really. I mean, when I look at Dak.
Yeah, we're gonna leave Dak alone for right now. Let's just keep going on with Justin Herbert. But let's just let this season play out. You know what I mean?
Okay, we'll bring it up.
You see our record without Dak? We have 3 wins. We have 3 wins, bro. 3 wins.
Dak will be back next year, man. Y'all be crazy, let him go.
They literally said they made Dak may go to New York if they literally trying to get the first
New York
Jets.
I'll be a New York fan.
Let me tell you something.
Jets. They said the Jets. A lot of people
Man,
inside
what is
the
going
Jets.
on with Sam
They said
Darnold? I
Adam
thought he
Gase.
was a top pick.
They said Adam Gase don't want. He's not really a fan of Travis. I don't even know the quarterback in college. I'm not.
Be there anyway, so I don't even. What's that called? Black Monday? It's over for him. He's done.
So you know that's my favorite holiday.
That's case ready now.
What happened?
That's my favorite holiday. Not even gonna hold you.
When did we switch?
Ready.
When did we switch to quarterbacks don't get a year or 2 to learn? We just throw them into the fire, and that's what's killing these quarterback careers.
He a first rounder. I'm not saying he should do that, but you gotta remember, like, this is a win and now league.
Y'all know my motto. If you
Aaron
draft
Rodgers should have been a first rounder, but he slipped. He slipped.
If you drafted in the first round, you need to be in the game on opening day. I don't care what.
So
drafted in the first round, especially lottery. You in the game opening day, no question.
But you know what? I always bring it up. I remember when everybody was fighting between who's better between Mariota and Winston. And that turned out a
I don't even know if
miss.
Mariota's even in the league still. I haven't seen him play in a decade, like a little while.
Ain't he the backup for Tannehill or no?
No, he's not on my. He's not on
The Raiders.
Oh, and Derek Carr, Derek Carr showing out too. Yeah, I know ain't nobody many people ain't talking to.
Not last week. They ate that man.
He's showing his behind, bro.
The Falcons made that boy pay last week.
Well, we definitely got to talk about the Falcons, but I do want to talk about Justin Herbert. Despite how his team is playing, I think he may win Rookie of the Year. He is.
That boy be launching that thing.
Yo, he don't play at all. And I remember his coach, Tyrod Taylor, was a starter, right?
Mo, let me say something. Jay sent me a text and said my boy Burrow won an MVP. Won a Rookie of the Year. I'm just giving you an insight. I know his boy Burrow. Jay is an undercover.
Jay Burrow.
That's it.
I mean, the quarterback for the Bengals.
Y'all ain't hear that from me though.
I like Burrow.
Ain't he injured though?
Yeah,
Jay, that's one of Jay's favorite players. Y'all heard it here first.
Yeah, I like Burrow, man.
You know, Jay
one
might
of my
not
favorite
be
players,
Jay
too.
might not be a Steelers fan, but Justin Herbert has 23 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Now, granted, everybody might say he might not be paying that much, but he played KC, Carolina, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Jacksonville, Denver, the Raiders, Miami, Jets, and Buffalo. And
He played some good teams.
he played good defenses, and he got 3,000 yards. He wins Rookie of the Year.
If Justin Jefferson don't win Rookie of the Year, is a cheat. The receiver for the Vikings.
Yeah,
Wait a minute, what happened? Justin
The receiver
Jefferson.
was
for the
five.
Vikings. That dude is nice, bro. He better get Rookie of the Year.
You
That
think so?
dude is nice. He
No,
got
Ben, I got a
1,000
question.
yards already.
I got a question for you. Do you think? Well, I don't know if this is for this podcast, but do you think the Vikings miss Stephon Diggs,
Of course.
No.
or would?
Of course.
But didn't they give up something to
Stephon
get
Diggs.
to get Justin Jefferson?
Ironically, they gave up that first. They got a first, and they drafted Justin Jefferson. With
I
him.
think
Diggs
that
is the second is number 2 receiver in the league right now. I think.
Let
Receiving
me see
yards
how Kirk
Is he?
Cousins doing.
It's what was it? D Hop and him. It's one. Then Diggs is
Nah,
second.
it can't be. Adams is right there. Not even joking.
No,
How
look, hold on.
how's Kirk Cousins doing?
Who got the most receiving yards right now? I think Diggs is definitely number 2. I just checked it. But hold on, see. Her cousins look like trash.
Kirk Cousins, yeah, he looking rough.
Now y'all saying he looked. I don't understand y'all, man. Listen, I'm
Listen, he was.
I'm not saying, bro. But that's what I'm saying, though, Farrell. Be real. You can't say somebody trash and then wait 3 years later to be like, I told you so.
No,
Like,
but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying it like this, honestly.
Oh, yeah, Diggs is down to number 6 now.
When you play, I mean, I watched pretty much all, not all, but majority of the Vikings and Packers. The game that I really realized Cousins wasn't it. We were up, I think, 21. That's the game we tied with them off the Clay Matthews, whatever, roughing the passer. He's a come from behind quarterback, which is not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing. You shouldn't be down 3 possessions to actually show your true colors.
But I think
I think Kirk Cousins got a 23 touchdowns and 11 interceptions, 104 rating. That's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's not bad.
That's
But
a Kirk Cousins-like season.
it don't look good, especially with him losing. Crucify him.
No one's saying he a star. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a solid quarterback. That's starting quarterback numbers right there.
I mean, I think that for Kirk Cousins, I think he has to me, he's a little bit better than what people think he is. I just look at him and I don't see, like I said, these players get them contracts and we definitely raise our expectations with that contract. I mean, he's playing, his stats suggest otherwise, but I don't know. I just, this year seemed like it's going to be a rush to 6,000 passing yards. Like every year, the passing yards just goes up further and further. In fact, I think Dak was leading even when he was injured for a while. So we'll see how that is. We're talking about Justin Herbert. He's did well though. So the next one up is George Kittle versus Travis Kelce. Which have they played each other yet?
I put up a poll because the beginning of the season, everybody was saying Kittle was better, but Travis Kelce is top 5 in receiving yards for a tight end. I feel like.
Well, I think Kelce. I think that Kelce definitely is probably more of a target.
Wow, Tyreek is number 2 and Kelce number 3 out of the whole league. Wow.
Yeah, I believe. I wouldn't want to go up against Kelce, for sure. But at the same time, the 49ers don't have that quarterback.
They never had their quarterback.
I know, but they run first team, I would say.
Yo, Ben, this Tyreek Hill is something to mess with, bro. I ain't even gonna cap, bro. Not even gonna cap, bro.
But I would assume that Waller is probably number 3.
No, I think Devontae Adams is somewhere up there.
No, I mean tight end wise. Waller's been playing his butt off too this year.
Kittle went down on my list to number 3.
Why?
What I see out of Waller, he should be number 1.
See, I haven't seen him in real life. See, Ravens used to have him. I don't even know how to use him.
Kelsey is just a plain problem child. Waller's a beast. I don't know. Kittle
but I will put. I'm not even gonna hold you. My list is weird because Kelsey fades. He fades. Like prime example, Super Bowl. He faded. Like you didn't even really notice Kelsey was even in the game until late, which is what you're supposed to do. Like like even if it's a big game, you gotta show something. But Kelsey fades. Oh, yeah,
I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at just stats.
We just don't agree with you.
I'm looking at the stats. Like
the league in receiving yards. Dang.
Kittle is perfect. He has everything he needs. It's just crazy how them two. Huh?
I didn't know DK led the league in receiving yards.
Well, I kind of figured that. Him and Russell Wilson. Wait till you get Josh Gordon back. I ain't seen nothing yet.
Don't sleep on Lockett now.
I forgot about Lockett and Philip Dorsett. They're gonna have fun, but okay. So they said George Kittle, Travis Kelce, Zach Ertz, Rob Gronkowski, and then Darren Waller.
Nah, I don't. You said wait. Say that list again.
So it says George Kittle, Travis Kelce, Zach Ertz, Rob Gronkowski, Darren Waller.
I think Darren Waller definitely top 3. Zach Ertz fell a little bit for me. He definitely fell a little bit for me because I think in my opinion.
What happened to Jimmy Graham? I mean, what?
He was terrible.
He missed Breeze, that's all.
That boy lucky. That's what did it. And that's what I'm saying. I know, you got to solidify your future for your family and everything. But these guys be leaving what's a sure bet that can get them more money in the long run.
Yep.
And be messing them up, man.
Green Bay killed his career, bro.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
You agree? He was done before he got the Green Bay.
Nah, no, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. Remember, he came from Seattle. He wasn't dogging in Seattle.
Green Bay killed his career. He went over there and I told you, Rodgers only throw to people he like, bro. I swear, he do not throw to nobody he not trying to build no relationships no more. He's trying to throw to people like Devontae Adams get like 18 targets a game, bro.
Nobody's open. Nobody's open, man. What you want him to do? He shared the love with MVS. He shared the love with MVS, and that's what happened. He from it. Listen, you gotta earn that. That comes from being earned.
I low-key feel like if y'all had got Will Fuller, Rodgers wouldn't even target him that much.
No, it's crazy. I'm actually pretty glad we didn't get him. Because he's done for the year.
Maybe he wouldn't have got hurt in Green Bay.
No, he was on PDs. He didn't get hurt.
Oh, well, I forgot about that.
That's why Deshaun Watson numbers look so good. Receivers on steroids. Come on, bro.
Well, we have 3 topics left. We got COVID, the Falcons, and the Dolphins. We're gonna leave COVID for last. So let's talk about Tua and Ryan Fitzpatrick. So Ryan Fitzpatrick does have his job back, last I heard, due to an injury that Tua had. But I also remember, the whole thing about how he came out. He just didn't, he felt like that was his team. And I also heard that. I also heard that Tua also got injured coming into the NFL draft. I don't know how true that is.
That boy stayed hurt. Honestly,
yeah, he
stayed hurt.
Came out of college.
So my question is whether or not you think Ryan Fitzpatrick will, whether he can lead into the pick.
Anyway?
Because there was the bye week and they thought that Tua, like I said, it was your argument. You just said they don't believe in sitting quarterbacks anymore. There was no reason to pull him out. No reason to pull him out, but he has a thumb injury. But the sad part is, I mean, they play the Bengals on Sunday, so I think that's a guaranteed win for them. But I would assume after a while that you would start sending. I would assume after a while you would start using Ryan Fitzpatrick rather than Tua. But if Tua is actually an injury-prone player, I'm trying to figure out why they drafted him. So
he sat out a long time, and then they told him that he was like officially 100%. Like those injuries was something really not to worry about. So I guess they took that risk.
I wouldn't took that risk. Well, I mean, that's something I think we had to keep up on because the Dolphins have a better defense than what I thought.
Yeah, it's that coach. They sound special.
Yeah, and they rally around their coach, but I'm not so sure looking at their schedule that I'm sold that they'll even make playoffs. I mean, they play Chiefs, Patriots, Raiders, Bills. Might be 3 losses.
Byron Jones from the Cowboys went to the Dolphins. They just need a little Cowboy DNA on that team, that's all. You need a little bit of Cowboy DNA and they'd be alright.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that coach is really, really good, though. That's a really good coach.
Well, I know where he came from,
what's
Ben?
his name?
Where?
Nobody else but the one, no one, give me that. No one knows but Patriots.
Oh, you with the Patriots? I didn't know
Oh,
that.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the next one is the Falcons. Dan Quinn got fired.
To be honest, a lot of these good coaches either came out of the Patriot system or Tony Dungy's system.
Oh, you I got a question.
Crazy. It's crazy.
You old. I have a question for you. What do you think about Nick Saban's?
I don't like Nick Saban. I always thought
He was trash in the NFL.
So
he came to the NFL before?
Why do people want like a lot of people don't know Pete Arthur? A lot of people don't know Pete Carroll was in the NFL before the Seahawks.
Yeah,
I don't know what changes to make a coach that I don't understand.
I
Like
think it's literally just the environment. Like, hold on, I don't know why that sound stuck in my throat. No pause.
No pause?
My bad. I think it's literally because it's just that their whole environment in general is so much. When you're in the NFL, it's a lot of different politics involved. There's a lot of different money involved. Like colleges, you see the same teams going to these bowl games because of money reasons. Like you don't have to pay nobody, so you just going to a school who's going to get you to an NFL. The NFL, nothing in the NFL is permanent. It's all politics basically. So like when people go to college, they success, like that's real success right there. It's not like, all right, I paid this person $50 million, got this success. It's like literally, it's like a whole family environment. They dorming together. You near them all the time. Everything is just, there's no politics really involved with college. So it's like you build that family environment. A lot of people want to stay there for years. Like literally, you get to go home. You ain't moving around all year. It's so much. Even NFL players, when they leave the NFL, you never really see them with clothes or any type of gear from the team they was on in the NFL. But you see them with their college stuff still. Somebody go to LA, like you'll still see Odell rocking LSU stuff, but you won't always see him rocking Brown stuff or Giant stuff. That's just college. That's just what college is.
That makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. I think when I look at certain coaches though, like, I wish I was watching football for years and years just to see like what impact like Bill Belichick, what he made like with his coaches and Andy Reid, because it's so interesting like when you watch these football games and they be like, this coach is from the Andy Reid tree, or like that's crazy. Like John Harbaugh was a special teams coach. Like how did he even,
It shows.
Yeah, you ain't lying to do show. Sorry as shit. I want to discuss Falcons, and then we're going to end this thing with league schedule. But the Falcons, the long-term debate was whether or not Matt Ryan is the answer to the team. He is playing very well, actually. But more than anything, they're actually playing very well for their coach. And I'm starting to think Dan Quinn was the problem. Now, Matt Ryan does have 17 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. And he got 3,100 passing yards. So he's done very well, but the Falcons as a whole has struggled. In fact, he has more losing seasons than winning by far. Wait a minute, what is this? So do you think that Matt Ryan? You think Matt Ryan is the answer, or you think that it's time to move on? Because some people are ready to just ship the seed.
Nah, I think literally, if you bring a new quarterback in now, you'll be bringing them into a very good situation. So I think this is a time where you can get a new quarterback, because even if you bring a rookie in, Calvin Ridley done turned into a superstar. Hayden Hurst turned into a solid tight end. You got a running back. Julio Jones is still there. You will bring a quarterback into a very good situation. I think this is the perfect time. So not saying Matt Ryan done, but I think it's the perfect time to get another quarterback. Just because you put him in. It's like the way Dak Prescott came into the league. He came into the league in a very good situation. Same way when Romo came in, or like when a lot of quarterbacks came in, they come into a good situation. You'll be putting that quarterback in a very good situation. So I think it's the perfect time to. I mean, who don't want to throw to Julio and Calvin Ridley all day?
I mean, I think another team definitely would pick up, Matt Ryan. Next podcast I do gotta write myself a note to talk about Phillip Rivers. That guy is a show to watch. We're gonna end this thing with the schedule, but also I know one of the topics was NFL and COVID, and how they're handling it, and I think it's terrible. I think the entire way that the NFL is handling the whole COVID thing is really bad. It sucks because I'm grateful that we're getting through the NFL season, but something telling me come playoff time, a big player gonna have COVID. And I think the NFL is so consistent. Like watching the Broncos play with no quarterback, like how fair is that? But how fair is that to them?
It's not, but the NFL made a good point. You can put a coach on the sideline, a player on the sideline, and say he's a coach. Now you got an extra roster spot. I agree with them with that.
I mean, I think living in times like this is no way to really. First of all, NFL should have never started that postponing games anyway. We all know what we're dealing with. Your team get COVID, you got to play with what you got. They can't forfeit because nobody gets paid if they forfeit. So they should have just never started canceling games anyway. We all knew what we was up against. If you didn't want to play or be a risk to COVID, you should have opted out like some other NFL players did.
A lot of them did, right?
Like 10 to 20 NFL players opted out. That's
man,
easy.
you just got me. Man, I forgot we had Devin Funches.
Yeah, like
that's
so many
crazy.
players opted out. Like if you didn't want to be a risk to COVID, like it's no reason to reschedule these games, because now they didn't reschedule that game and they look like they playing favorites. How you not reschedule the Broncos game when they don't?
No, but they said why. They said why. They didn't. They said why. With they didn't cancel it because
they didn't have masks on and what's name. But still, it's not. But not only that, you don't know what like when they rescheduled the Patriots. You don't know what none of those players did to get COVID. They could have came in contact with somebody with COVID. That is my
main point. Is you don't know if somebody just brought it from home,
right?
And if I was an owner, and I hate to put it like this, if I was an owner, I would enforce my own personal bubble. There would be a hotel that we stay at for the season. And I hate to put it that way, but when you look at like the testing every day, it's just so much.
I don't think the
It's too
NFL
much.
could do that, or teams could do that. It's just too much money involved. It's too many players. Like the team itself, just the active team, is 53 players. That's not counting practice squad, not counting coaches, not counting trainers. Literally, you carrying like 75 to 100 people to every game, mandatory. Like, it's no way for 100 people you can have a bubble. It's too expensive. It's either they had to cancel the season or they had to.
Yeah, they trying to figure out a way right now for the
No,
bubble
NBA,
players.
NBA is much easier. NBA got one set of trainers basically, probably for everyone. Or you maybe bring in a few trainers, the 15 players on your team and the coaches.
Yep.
You know, they can afford that, but you ain't being in 100 players everywhere. It's no place in the world that small, that big to lock off, number one.
That's true.
And it's too much involved, too much.
It's just too risky. I mean, if I was a player, I guess I would literally have to go from like home, like you. I don't know. But I hope they get better. I just want to get this season over with. COVID vaccines are coming out, so you want to take one, go get one. Next week, week 9 is interesting. I pointed out a few of the
government.
Yeah, you ain't lying. I pointed out a few of the good games next week. We have Swag and Ben going down week 9. That is an old school rematch. You gotta catch it because you may not see it for another 4 or 5 seasons. Spivey and us should be a good game. Spivey said he switched up some stuff and he annihilated GY. That's what he said in the chat.
Let me tell you something about bums.
Bums
Bums
always
gonna be
gonna be
bums. Bums always gonna be bums. He went and found some corny little cheese play where the 2 X Factor DEs come right through. I'm talking about 3 yards in the backfield.
Spivey, where you at?
I couldn't even hand the ball off. And then you could tell he wasn't used to winning because he started hold on 1 second. He started trying to score. He was trying to run up the score with no time left. It was like 30 seconds left, 50 seconds left. He was still trying to throw it deep. So I know he's not used to winning. But guess what? I don't even be on the game, so kudos to you for beating a person that don't play the game. Guess what? It won't happen again. That's the first time you beat me in like 3 Maddens.
I did not mean to get you. I started. Listen.
Yo, Mo, remember I told you what happened with Spivey and GY? And I told you I was not lying, bro. I'm not lying.
So I think that
Greedy Williams knocked my tight end all the way across the field, and he caught an interception. Oh, but you motioned your wide receiver. You try to glitch out the defense. I said, what?
So it's crazy because I really wanted to watch that game anyway. But when I seen the score, I was like, oh boy. And then Spivey was in the chat. I was like, oh boy.
I played bad. I did. I played bad because, when you're not on the game, Madden is definitely a game of repetition. You have to play Madden to stay consistent with it. I played bad. But whatever he learned with the X Factors coming through, I'm not lying. I wish I would have streamed. I couldn't even hike the ball. I couldn't hand the ball off. Once I hiked the ball, they was in the backfield.
Yo, you know what you are? I'll tell you what it is. It's sometimes when you change your abilities. He got Miles Garrett and Joey Bosa. He got Miles Garrett and Joey Bosa, so you already know how that goes.
GY is not hearing that, bro. He ain't hearing that. Yo, GY just went crazy. Yo, GY, you good?
I'm good, man. I'm just saying. When I play people, like right now, let's say I'm playing Mar, right? And I'm winning. It's 50 seconds left. I'm up by 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. What am I going for with 50 seconds left for? That's not proving anything.
I know GY was in his house.
It proves that I beat you the last 3 or 4 Maddens, and you wanted to get me back. That's what it's showing.
I mean,
Yo, Ben, this Tebow call kind of nice. I ain't gonna hold you.
You got it for sure. Now, there's a few other matchups. I'm looking forward to seeing Herb and Chris.
Herb got a lot better.
Low key, Herb is he already moving on the PS5. And
how much better did he get? You gave up 66 points. All right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave everybody alone. I'm sorry.
Listen, they saying that PS5 is in this adjustment period because it's more.
Wait, who he gave up 66 to? Herb still giving up big games,
but he's starting to run the ball way better. I mean, that dude.
Herb is playing ball. I was just joking.
He run the ball way better.
I'm just messing with everybody, man. Listen, I'm just calling how I see it.
So you take back what you said about Spivey?
No. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know how to hold no punches. The truth is the truth.
Dez versus the Bengals user.
I mean, not the
Bengals
points.
user. I'm sorry, not the Bengals user. Dez versus William Lee.
I really don't like that about certain people. Like when you playing like somebody you know. You clearly better than that. You just trying to hang 70. And I understand. You gotta, keep your foot on their neck or whatever the case. But bro, like, it's third quarter. You up 35 zip. There's no reason to be no huddling, pass. Like, bro, just get the game over with. Yes, I understand. Step on somebody's neck, whatever y'all want to do. But still, like, come on. You 100 times better than person. You're not proving nothing. Bro,
that was Jimmy, right?
No, just in, not even that game, just in general. Like, a lot of people getting blown out, but like Maceo came in. Yeah, Maceo came in. He was like, "Yo, how come everybody get the 60 clip Kai brother except me?" Bro, like, you really looking forward? And my Maceo been talking.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why, Maceo. Maceo, you overrated if you're not glitching. I'm calling it how I see it. That's why, Maceo. Yeah, I said it.
Listen, I just played Maceo, and that guy.
G-Wow, if I ever come back to Madden,
you won that game, Walt?
Yeah, I won the game, but
if I ever come back to Madden, G-Wow, I'm going to your division.
Come to my division because I call it how I see it.
Maceo got something
was
to
about
him,
to
though.
do me dirty, and my ceiling started leaking. I was glad I had to call a plumber.
Maceo got something to his gameplay, and I don't know what it is.
Nice, all jokes aside.
But last year he was
like
a passer.
I said, G-Wow,
this year he's a runner.
If I come back to Madden, I want you first, chump.
Listen, Pharaoh. Listen,
at least
ain't
there's
nobody scared of you. Not one person.
That's cool, man. I don't want nobody to be scared of me.
It is cool. You know why? Because it's the truth. It's the truth.
Yo, Ben, you hear this? You hear old school trying to get me out of retirement?
You know what was crazy? You know what was crazy? You had a rough season. You came back. You stomped on people. You was killing. And
rough season? What you mean?
I said, I'm talking about last match. You had a rough season. And you came back this match. You were stomping on people. And then, then all of a sudden, you got hit one time with that 1-2 combo, and you. I gotta retire from that.
I mean, that's the narrative people paint.
Because Farrell was good in this Madden. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, Farrell was good in this Madden. But guess what? He retired because a couple of people had his number.
Never.
Well,
I think that
Mar was one of them. Mar was one of them.
Did you have a number, Mar?
All right, hold on. Now, let me speak really quickly. I don't do much arguing, I'm just chilling right now. My teeth a little hurt. Maul.
Yes.
Before the season, I went to Maul's DM and said, "This is it." I called it. I knew this was it. And then after the update happened, I just didn't want to play anymore. I just didn't want to play.
Because your plays didn't work?
No, I just don't like the fact you can pick abilities. I'm not a big fan of that. Oh, come on, he scored.
Oh, you know what? They should have, honestly, all jokes aside now, on what Farrell just said, they should have a set abilities that come with a player that he gets. And I don't mean wrecking ball for a quarterback. They really should have, something.
I just believe that these abilities are becoming too much for me. I can't So all of a sudden, if a player wants, because I want to, I'm about to change Lamar to Bazooka, because all of a sudden, if I can keep on changing traits and abilities just to adjust to my game for my next opponent, I mean that's nonsense.
Yeah.
Man, it's just stupid. I don't like that at all. I don't know what Madden is doing. I get they trying to improve. I don't know what they're doing, but I heard there's a big adjustment period from PS4 to PS5.
It's crazy. I'm actually playing it like now. It's a lot. It's slower. I mean, it's different. I like it. It's like no play work.
But you, I said no play work.
Like, I mean, I got Derrick Henry, and I'm just running because it's hard to pass because the cuts to get in and out of cuts.
But you know what? Madden was Madden when it was a thinking game. Now you giving people abilities and all this other nonsense. You know, it's no more thinking. It's all right. Let me go get John Ross and just throw the ball deep. Meanwhile, back in the days, the computer used to pick up on if you were running the same play. I see they just brought that back. But my thing is, why did they have to bring it back? It should have never been gone.
Well, you know what I do like about the next Madden, though? The next gen stats. I don't know why I keep bringing it up. I love it. I really love it.
But the one thing about that, we don't know if that's online more. UT wasn't playing online. We're going to be upset.
No, that's in franchise. That's in franchise. Oh, I did an offline franchise.
What's next gen stats?
Not like they say that you're running like 21 miles an hour and stuff like that. They do that in New Madden.
Yeah, I had an offline franchise and that was offline. So that's in
But at
it.
the end of the day, I feel like people, and I'm not even saying you, Farrah, like I feel like just people in general should just really like kind of, appreciate the Madden. Like I understand we all want, dang, Tyreek Hill so bad. I understand we all want a good game, bro. It's just like, at the same time, just kind of, appreciate what they putting out for us. Like, I was mad, too. I was mad at Madden because a lot of stuff did need to be worked on. But at the end of the day, we're going to play this thing. And if you're going to keep playing it like Farrell, he knew he didn't like it, he done it. That's what you really don't like it. But if you're going to keep playing, there's no reason to just be in everybody's air about it. You know what I mean? But
well, the thing is,
like the abilities, though.
Well,
I love the abilities.
I mean, like I said, abilities... Let me tell
I
you
would
something.
only come back to smoke a bum like GY twice a year.
I like ability just because it separates. That was the one thing. You could get a 71 overall linebacker with 90 speed, and he'll do the same thing that Deion Jones will do. But now the abilities separate what that linebacker do to
I don't think
another linebacker.
For me, it's no longer the gameplay. The gameplay is going to be the gameplay. It's the other stuff, extra stuff for me, and so that's why that's why when I seen that next gen stuff, I'm like, bro, like the thing about Madden, the interesting part about 2K, from what I hear, is all of the extra stuff that they put around the gameplay, not just the gameplay itself. The thing about Madden is when they put the playoff picture, I'm like, bro, you should have did that 3 years ago. I'm thankful for it.
Even something that small we love, right?
But that's what I'm saying, is the little things to keep the Madden community interested. Like, there's no reason why. I heard they added extra stats for PS5. Like, I heard it's like they got it's weird. I gotta look at the thing again, the title update again, but it's weird. They put like extra stats in there, and I'm like, bro, if y'all just do this stuff without us having to beg and answer, beg and cry for it, we'll be fine.
Well, they said for Madden 21, all this stuff is supposed to be more realistic and
good.
So we just
Ben, my question is, Ben, these boys said they want to smoke as my team. What's up? What's up?
So
yeah, man, give me.
No.
Give me a division with GY. I'll be back quick, cause he a bum. That's an easy 2 games for me.
Yo, the Panthers is open. UTB slept. Let's go.
Oh, dang, I should have never said that. I should have never said that.
Anybody scared of you?
I gotta be the Falcons. I want to be the Falcons. That's it.
Yo, GY, how you ask? Wait, Mo, we streaming?
I'm about to take it off.
How you ask somebody to leave the Steelers who not